Hi, welcome to EZG Tarot. We're going to be doing tarot readings for the sign of Gemini for the month of November, and this will be for single Geminis. I generally do singles readings. I'm going to be using the Spellcaster Tarot. I'm going to do a flow reading. A flow reading for me is I basically just throw the cards out, kind of read the energy of the cards and see where you're at on your hero's journey or your fool's journey or however you want to look at it, because that's what the tarot is. It's the fool's journey. And there are 21 cards that major arcana that just kind of tell the story of a human experience. And with a flow reading, I'm going to tell you where you're at in your human experience. So I'm really excited to play some tarot here. Again, this is going to be for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I want to thank all the subscribers and the donators who have been donating to the channel. It really helps because, we're throwing this stuff out there for you, and we're hoping that you're getting a positive message out of it, or what you need to hear. But just remember, this could play out from your perspective. It could also go vice versa. You might be hearing the reading going, oh man, that's the other person. I know that's what's going on with them, or you know what I mean. So, but mostly I'm going to try to keep it on you, where you're at in this fool's journey. And let's get started, okay, Gemini? So this is for the month of November, Gemini singles, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So my first card for you, Gemini, is the Eight of Cups. So you can see this dude's like looking at those cups and not really satisfied with what he's seeing, wants a little more light on the situation. You can see up there with the moon is only half lit. So the Eight of Cups generally speaks of, moving on to try to find your ninth cup. Your ninth cup is, emotional fulfillment, emotional security within yourself, not finding it in other people. So right now in your journey, I feel like you're at a place where you want to feel a little more emotionally stable. Not that you don't now, but I think maybe you could use a little more self-love and nurturing in your life. I have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and that's my self-love card. So I definitely, both cards, um, they play well together. It's leaving, you have a lot in your life and everything, but you want to get this sense of stability and like I said, emotional maturity by learning how to love yourself right. So I think that's probably where you're at in your journey, Gemini. Let's see what else we have going on here. Yeah, Nine of Swords. So this makes sense. If you're moving on and walking away from a situation to take better care of yourself, it's probably because you've been up in your head about something or someone that has caused you maybe some sleepless nights, maybe even some tears. So you're deciding to love yourself first, which is excellent. I consider that really good. I mean, this is a good reading so far from what I can see, because anytime you choose to love yourself first and leave behind things that no longer serve you, and stop, worrying over things that you can't change, you tend to learn how to love yourself right, and then other people will start loving you right too. So, see, yeah, you've been through it here, Gemini, and but you're making the right choice. I can see tarot showing me that you're making the right choice to work on yourself. And that's probably why you're single, and this is a singles reading, and that's why you're watching it. So, yeah, I feel like you're using your intuition in this situation. You feel guided to do this for yourself. And there's the moon in there again. You can see it there in the background, and you can see also, this high priestess is, going with a beginner's mind. You can see there's the baby there, which is the newborn thing, and she has all the wisdom of the ages, behind her. What she's learned, what she's studied, what she knows about herself, and she's using her intuition um, to move into a better place, so to speak. And that's what I'm getting here so far. I don't know. Maybe you're going back to school. Maybe you're thinking about going back to church, or getting into your esoteric studies or something like that. But whatever it was that you're walking away from that has got you up in your head in the past, if you just pick your head up and turn around, you'll see there's the sun shining on you back there. It's like the God force just saying, hey man, just pick your head up, man. I got good things for you. And I have a feeling that's what's going to come out in this reading, is that you're kind of been going through a bit of a dark night of the soul, maybe a little bit of soul searching, trying to seek out your higher knowledge and in order to take you in a direction toward the sun. And the sun represents happiness, a place of being fulfilled, because you're tired of crying over spilt milk and you're trying to salvage what emotions you have left. You can see the water running in the background, you can see the spilled cups on the ground, you can see this person trying to hold these last 2 cups of emotion up. And what this represents to me is not trying to become bitter in your circumstances and holding on, to the love that you have left so you can start anew. Yeah, you see this dude's 2 wands here. See this dude's looking at this little birdie there, and it seems like he's tied to one situation, maybe even tied to another situation over here, and then he's tied to one over here, but he's not really paying attention to any of that stuff. He's looking at this little birdie and just focusing on what it is that he wants. He's listening to Source, to God, to Creator, to Jesus, Tom Cruise, Oprah Winfrey, whoever the fuck you listen to. This person's listening to their higher senses, and not paying attention to the things that he feels tied down to, or she feels tied down to here. Okay, so we know Gemini's current situation here, where you're at in this journey. I mean, obviously, represents a transition. And where is this transition going to lead? Let's see. It's like you're still looking back at the spilt cups, all that spilt milk and shit, but you're not looking at it, It's like got his head up. He's not really looking at it, but there it is, but kind of still tied to that past situation there, or the situation that you're dealing with. But at the same time, you can see that it's also tied to another situation that could be pulling them even in a different direction, but just kind of listening to higher guidance and not paying attention to either one of these situations. So Gemini, I feel like you got yourself in 2 situations that you're tied to here. And let me see, I can see you're looking back, but also you're tied to something that's going forward. So I want to see what's going forward. Well, I have the Page of Wands. So there's obviously something passionate that you want to pursue, and you're listening to your inner voice. You can see he's listening to that cardinal up there, and those other little 2 birds are listening to that cardinal too. So this might be a collaboration that you want to be a part of. And but you're still looking at the past, like you're still like pouting over the past, all peepee-hearted or whatever. But this other situation is calling you, and you have a lot of passion for it, and You know, again, I see the baby with the high priestess. Maybe you're going to need to take a beginner's mind in this situation. And maybe that's got you scared and looking at the past. So you're not looking at this either. You're just kind of la-di-da, looking up in the air. Okay, God, what do you want me to do? Um, I know I really want to go in this direction and do this new, exciting, passionate thing, but well, this and that happened this last time, so I'm just gonna pretend like I don't notice anything. So let's see what future action we got going for you here. I have the King of Swords. I see you standing in this situation. I see you end up standing up for yourself because you're going to know your truth and what it is that you want. So I see you coming out strong. You know, you're going to leave this crap behind. You're going to move on towards your passions and you're going to be diligent about it. Look at that guy's diligent. Look at his face, man. Look at that sword he's got. He's like, you know, I can cut out shit that doesn't serve me, and I got this badass dog here with me, and you know, I'm badass. So I definitely see you sticking up for yourself about this passion that you want to do. Maybe some other things or people are holding you back, but you're tied to this passion. I see you eventually sticking up for yourself and going for it, you know, in kind of a commanding way, you know, like whoever's trying to hold you back, you're just like, you know, hey, fuck off. This is my life. You know? Yeah, and you're not really letting anybody know this right now. You know, she's got these swords behind her back, you know, and she's making a decision, but she's keeping herself to herself while she's doing this. So I can see you kind of keeping this to yourself, that you're going to come out and be like, look, this is what I'm doing. You know, I've made my mind up, you know. And you can also see here in this, she's got this little candle burning. So this has been inside of you for a long time, Gemini. This has been something that you've been thinking about for quite a while. But I don't see you sharing it at all. But you're making an internal decision. Yeah. And it's going to take a huge commitment, and you're going to have to look at this situation from a different perspective. I have the Hangman and the Hierophant there, and you can see those people are bowing toward the Hierophant. This might have something to do with a relationship, but some sort of commitment that has to do with rules and following the rules and everything else. And I see you being in the Hangman position here, which to me doesn't mean stuck. A lot of people say that that's the stuck card. You're stuck, you know, in this tomb, but I don't see that. I see you gaining a new perspective. You can see this dude's kind of inside of a cocoon, and when you come out of a cocoon, you know you're like this butterfly. You're transformed. You're changed. So you may be thinking that whatever this commitment is that you need to make might change you or might change your life in a very drastic way. Okay, we're getting up to close to 15 minutes, so I just want a couple more thoughts here from Tarot. Yeah, yep, yes, sir. So I got my Queen of Swords. She don't put up with no shit. She's got her sword put in the ground. She's like, I'm willing to talk about this with anybody, but trust me, I'm holding a sword and I will cut out things and thoughts and ideas that do not serve me. I've also got here you showing up as the star, completely healed, rising out of the situation, gaining a lot of attention, and also balancing yourself out. You see how she's pouring these cups out to balance the water there. So I see you as completely healed, coming out as a shining star, a lot of charisma, a lot of character, gaining a lot of attention from a lot of people. So that's my reading for you, Gemini, for the month of November. Thank you so much for tuning in and liking and subscribing, and the donations really help. We appreciate that. If you need a private reading, there's an email in the description box below. you can email me, or you can email Ariel, who does the couples readings. You might want to jump over there and check those out too. Um, and we can do you a private reading. It's $1 a minute, you know. Or if you really like this and you love our channel and you like us, just go ahead and click on that donation button down in the box below, and we'll all get some good karma from that. So thank you, Gemini, and I hope you have, well, a wonderful time shining like a star. Take care.